What is up, YouTube? Back again with another video. This time we have an interesting workout. It's gonna be full arms. It's gonna be biceps, triceps, and a bit of forearms. Apart from shoulders, I did shoulders yesterday and they're completely destroyed by now. But yeah, today we've got biceps, triceps. Probably start off with some heavy movements with the triceps, then go into some pump work, do the same for the biceps, and see where it goes from there. He's fit, good check. Ironically, I'm using my old school clothes to wear. Wait, can you even see what I'm So today, biceps and triceps. Let's get it, baby.
Alright guys, back with these voiceovers. So for the first exercise we have the classic skull crusher with dumbbells. What I like to do in this movement is I put a bench and I put a dumbbell on top of the bench so I get high enough so that when I am doing the exercise the dumbbell doesn't hit the bench. So this is a useful trick that I utilize to make sure that I'm doing the exercise as effectively as possible. I take a heavy weight and I do, I don't know, 6 to 8 reps, I think 30 kilos it was. After that I drop set it with 20 kilos and I do the exact same thing. Normally I can go heavier, but for this session I was having a bit of a weird tendon pain or tendonitis or something, so I just wanted to take it easy. After that I had skull crushers, as you can see. Slow and controlled. I like doing the exact same thing. It's like the dumbbells but with a bar and using your body weight. So you have your hands shoulder width apart or closer and you extend all the way down and bring yourself all the way up using just your triceps. Keep your legs straight, keep everything tight, and you should be good in the movement. So this is a side profile of the movement so you can understand what exactly I'm doing. It's a nice superset that I use to ensure that my triceps have enough volume and are able to go through that fatigue. So for the second set I do the exact same thing, so it's 2 sets till failure. So first set I do failure for the skull crushers and then failure for this for the body weight skull crushers. And as you can see, I set myself up on the bench. I sit practically on the dumbbell and I extend all the way down and all the way up, making sure I lock out every single rep and making sure my reps are my first rep is like my last rep, regardless of how fatigued I am. This exercise normally targets the long head of your triceps, so it'll create that kind of beefy look from, if you look at yourself from behind, that beefy look that you'd see on a tricep. That's what makes the long head look like. At this point I was having some weird pain, so I decided to just stop it at this movement and not continue any further. And yeah, after that I had some dips, so some stop and go dips. So I'd go on the way down and then on the way up, and on the way down I'd stop myself and then in like a pause I would pause myself and then I'd blast my way through. I tried to engage my triceps as much as possible, make sure that they're the ones pushing, not anything else, and I try to limit form breakdown. I keep everything tight, my core is tight, my legs are tight, everything's tight. So for the dips I was just going for a pump overall, so I think I did like 20 reps for like 3 sets. It's not for failure, I didn't go till failure, but yeah, that's really about it for triceps. After that I had some standing bicep curls. As you can see, I'm curling 20 kilos. I think I went for 12 reps or so on 6 reps on each arm, and trying to limit the form breakdown, making sure that every single rep is perfect. and with good form and technique. Like even if my concentrics or bringing the weight up is not that good and I'm swinging it a bit, I make sure that my negative is always slow and controlled, so I'm reaping the benefits of the movement, because there's no point doing a movement half-ass if you're not gonna, you know, engage the right muscles. Same thing, this is my second set of the bicep curls. I decided to go for a drop set in this movement, so I did the exact same thing, alternating bicep curls for each arm, which helps put emphasis on each arm at different times so you don't get fatigued quickly. After doing a couple of reps with 20 kilos, I decided to go lighter and do the exact same thing, and this time engaging my biceps even more, trying to focus on that contraction and trying to build that peak of the biceps. As you can see, I'm trying to turn my forearms outwards to make sure that my biceps are engaged. After that, we had preacher bicep curls. This is a relatively new exercise in my training block, one that I'd never really much done before, but it helps greatly when trying to develop that peak of the bicep. For this exercise, I went lightweight, relatively high reps, because I was still a relatively new movement for me, and after watching all those videos online where people tear their biceps going too heavy on this kind of movement, I was just scared to go heavy in general. So I just wanted to nail down the form, nail down the technique, and just try to provide a stimulus for my arms to grow. So I used I'm not sure what this machine is called exactly. It's like a glute raise or something, but it's not the main purpose of the machine. All I'd say is try to find a bench or some sort of surface that has a 45-degree angle and perform your curls there. So after doing 2 sets to failure with the preacher curls, I move on to some forearms. I do these wrist curls that help with the beefy part of the forearm, help develop it. This is also a relatively new movement for me, and I'm still trying to experiment with what reps and what sets work with me, so just bear with me. I'm just doing a couple of reps of each way, trying to feel it out, see where my max is at, see how I can alternate the form, how I can have good technique in this movement, because it's still relatively new. I did like 2 sets till failure for this, and that's really about it for the workout.
Alright guys, that was the end of the nasty workout. Finished with the arm workout. I did 1 exercise for triceps, 2 exercises for biceps, and 1 exercise for forearms, specifically the meaty part of the forearm, which is this part, because it's very underdeveloped for me. That's really about it. I wanted to do more for triceps, but I was feeling some sort of weird tendon pain, so I decided not to go push it further, and that's how much I did. I was saying earlier, I was feeling some sort of weird tendon pain in my triceps. I think it's because of the lack of training that I had done for triceps. I feel like I haven't done enough for triceps, and because of that my tendons must have gotten weaker. But that doesn't explain the fact that I'm able to bench press a lot more than I used to. So it's some other issue which I'm trying to solve. For the first sets of the skull crushers, I had a bit of pain, but then after the tendons got warmed up, like set 2 and set 3, the tendons in my triceps that connected the ligaments and tendons felt okay, and they felt good, they felt warm. Maybe it was just due to lack of warm-up, but I'm not really sure about that. I'm gonna take it easy with tricep training, but yeah. Also, there is an issue with me where I feel like if I don't get soreness the next day, I'm sure a lot of people have this who train, if I don't get soreness the next day after training, I feel like I haven't done anything in the gym and it's been insufficient, which isn't true, because muscle gain is not correlated with muscle soreness. It is only correlated through progressive overload. So if you're doing, for instance, a bicep curl and you were able to do, for instance, 18 kilos for 6 reps 2 weeks earlier, and now you're able to do 20 kilos for 6 reps, that shows that you have gained muscle over there. even though you might not see it, even though you might not get soreness. That shows that you have successfully applied mechanical tension and you were able to apply stimulus to the muscle, which forced it to grow and get stronger. The basic fundamentals that we go over as bodybuilders is breaking down the muscle so that it can repair and become stronger the next time around. It's an adaptation, and that's how you have to approach it as. So don't be disappointed if you don't have soreness, because sometimes it doesn't happen, but it is what it is really. You should just track your program, you should track your workouts, see how you're applying progressive overload and whether you're actually getting better over time. That's the only important thing that you should be keeping in mind in the gym. Doesn't matter what exercises you do, doesn't matter what sets, what reps, as long as you're progressing, that's the important thing. And that's what every lifter should aim to achieve. How it is my first official bulk, I'm excited to say the least, to see what I'm capable of and what can come out of this prep. It is kind of a prep. I know it's a fancy word that bodybuilders like to throw around, but whenever you're sticking to a diet of any sorts, it is kind of like a prep. So right now, I'm kind of bulking. My goal is, I think, by the end of the year, not this year, by the end of the next year, I might be stage ready. So right now I'm just trying to bulk up, trying to put as much size as possible. Next year, maybe I might compete in a show, because it's good to work towards something, you know, have a goal as in terms of physique as well. So I might probably be competing, but I'm not sure on that right now, because competing takes a lot, and it's a lot of effort and time that you need to spend, at least in the gym. And right now I have other priorities, including school. School is a major priority right now, and I have to focus on that. But on the sidelines, I'll be uploading videos, and I'll be going to the gym and walking. I plan to do it all at the same time. Make it as sort of as a challenge for myself, as in the past year past 2 years, I barely uploaded anything or did anything for the channel. And I think now is a good time to do that. Guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy and you learned something new from it. If you guys found anything confusing or anything that you weren't sure of, please ask questions in the comments down below and let me know. If you did like the video, please like the video and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.